If your legs feel heavy, swollen, or tired by the end of the day, this message is for you. Because what I'm about to share isn't about age. It isn't about bad circulation genes. And it isn't about doing more exercise than your body can handle. It's about something sitting in your kitchen right now. Something most people use every single day. Something that quietly fuels inflammation and stresses your arteries, especially after 60. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll know one common cooking oil to never use, why it quietly damages blood flow, and exactly what to use instead, without changing how you cook or what you enjoy eating. This is not fear. This is clarity, and it can make your legs feel lighter, warmer, and more energized within weeks when combined with one simple habit. Quick safety note before we begin. This video is educational, not medical advice. If you take blood thinners or have a vascular condition, always check with your clinician before making major diet changes. Now let's talk about what's really happening inside your legs. Most people are told the same story. Circulation slows because you're getting older. That's true, but it's incomplete. Here's what actually changes. As we age, the lining of our blood vessels, the endothelium, becomes more sensitive to inflammation. Arteries lose elasticity. Blood has a harder time traveling down to the calves and back up again. That's why heaviness shows up in the evening. That's why socks leave marks. That's why your feet feel cold even when the room is warm. But here's what rarely gets explained. Inflammation doesn't come from nowhere. It's fed. And one of the biggest daily contributors isn't sugar. It isn't salt. It's the oil you cook with. Yes, even the one you were told was heart healthy. Think about the oil you use most often. It's probably in your frying pan, in your salad dressing, in store-bought sauces and healthy foods. It's affordable. It's everywhere. And it's been marketed for decades as a smart choice. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That oil becomes inflammatory when heated. Not a little, not sometimes, consistently. And when inflammation rises, arteries stiffen, blood flow slows, and your legs pay the price first. Why? Because leg circulation already works against gravity. Any extra resistance shows up there before it shows up in your chest. Let's simplify the science. Certain cooking oils are high in unstable fats. When heated, these fats oxidize. Oxidation creates compounds that irritate the vessel lining. Irritated vessels can't relax properly, and vessels that can't relax restrict blood flow. This directly interferes with nitric oxide, the molecule your body uses to widen blood vessels. No nitric oxide equals tight pipes. Tight pipes equals heavy legs. And here's the part that shocks people. You can eat healthy foods, you can walk every day, but if you cook them in the wrong oil, you're quietly undoing the benefit. This isn't fringe thinking. This comes from decades of research on endothelial dysfunction, oxidative stress, inflammation, and vascular aging. Cardiologists and vascular specialists don't argue about whether inflammation damages arteries. They argue about how much. And repeatedly, heated seed-based oils show up as a problem, especially for older adults. This is why some people say, I eat well, but my legs still feel heavy. The issue isn't effort, it's exposure. If there's one command to remember from this entire video, it's this. Never use unstable oils for high heat cooking. Never. Not for frying, not for sautéing, not for roasting, because heat transforms them into something your arteries don't recognize as food. They recognize it as stress, and stress makes blood vessels clamp down. When you're younger, your body can buffer more damage. After 60, repair slows, antioxidant defenses weaken, inflammation sticks around longer. That means what you cook with matters more than ever. This is also why small changes work so well at this stage of life. You don't need extremes. You need smarter defaults. Here's the encouraging part. You don't need expensive supplements, extreme diets, long workouts. You just need to remove the inflammatory trigger, replace it with a supportive alternative. Pair it with light daily movement. That combination improves blood flow from both directions. Food supports the vessels, movement activates the pump, and that's when people notice. Less swelling, warmer feet, lighter legs in the evening. In the next section, I'll name the oil directly. I'll show you why it's so common, why it became popular, and why many experts now say it doesn't belong in a pan, especially for older adults. And I'll give you the exact oil to use instead, even if you're on a budget. As we age, our blood vessels naturally stiffen, but using the wrong cooking oil accelerates that process. Oils like refined vegetable oil, soybean oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil, common in almost every pantry, contain high amounts of omega-6 polyunsaturated fats. While omega-6 fats aren't inherently bad, most people consume far too much, creating an imbalance that triggers systemic inflammation. Let's break down the science without the overwhelm. When refined vegetable oils are heated, they break down into harmful compounds that damage the lining of your arteries and make them less flexible, slowing circulation. At the same time, too much omega-6 from these oils fuels quiet, ongoing inflammation that builds up over time, contributing to stiff arteries, higher blood pressure, and heavy, tired legs. And here's the key point. Even if you exercise, eat well, and sleep properly, cooking with this oil can quietly undo those benefits. That's why removing it from your kitchen matters more than most people realize. So which oil are we talking about? The villain in most kitchens is refined vegetable oil, including soybean, corn, sunflower, and cottonseed oils. These oils are heavily processed, extracted with heat, bleached, deodorized, and refined to appear neutral and heart-healthy. But behind the label lies high omega-6 content, low stability under heat, and a tendency to produce free radicals when cooked. Leading cardiologists and nutritional scientists repeatedly warn about these oils. Harvard Health, the American Heart Association, and multiple peer-reviewed studies highlight that overconsumption of refined vegetable oils is a key contributor to chronic inflammation, arterial stiffness, and cardiovascular risk. And here's the subtle trap. Vegetable oils are marketed as low-fat and heart-healthy. Millions of people use them blindly because the labels imply safety. But the science tells a different story. Even a diet rich in vegetables and lean protein cannot counteract the artery damage from daily exposure to these oils. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition link high omega-6 intake from refined oils to inflammation, endothelial dysfunction, and higher cardiovascular risk. The data is clear. This isn't opinion, it's science. And here's the sneaky part. Refined vegetable oils aren't just for frying. They're everywhere. Packaged salad dressings, commercial baked goods, mayonnaise and sauces, snack foods, fast food. Even if you never pour oil directly into a pan, these hidden sources contribute to chronic inflammation. Reading labels becomes crucial. Never assume a product is safe just because it seems healthy. You might be thinking, I feel fine. So what's the harm? That's exactly the trap. Inflammation caused by refined vegetable oils is silent at first. Unlike the immediate burn from hot sauce or a stomach ache from spoiled food, this inflammation creeps into your arteries over years. Your blood vessels slowly stiffen, making your heart work harder and your legs feel heavier after a walk. If you continue using these oils, you may not notice symptoms until decades later when circulation problems are already established. But here's the good news. You can reverse a lot of that damage simply by switching oils. Clinical studies show that removing high omega-6 oils and replacing them with stable monounsaturated fats can reduce markers of inflammation within weeks. Imagine cutting out artery stress just by changing the oil you cook with. Sounds almost too easy, right? Now let's talk about heat. Vegetable oils aren't just harmful at room temperature. They become even more dangerous when heated. When you fry or saute with refined soybean, corn, or sunflower oil, chemical reactions produce toxic compounds called aldehydes. These aldehydes attack your endothelial cells, the lining of your arteries, reducing their flexibility. This is how even a simple breakfast fry-up can silently contribute to leg heaviness, poor circulation, and high blood pressure. And here's something most people don't realize. This oxidative stress doesn't just damage your heart and legs, it can impact your brain too. Studies indicate that repeated exposure to oxidized oils increases free radical activity in the brain, potentially affecting focus, memory, and energy. That means the wrong oil could be making your morning fog worse without you even knowing. If you're still skeptical, listen to the experts. Harvard Health warns about refined vegetable oils being high in omega-6 fats, which, when overconsumed, drive inflammation and oxidative stress. The American Heart Association also highlights that repeated heating of these oils produces toxic compounds that harm arterial health. Refined oils have low smoke points, heat above 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and they produce aldehydes and trans fats. Even moderate cooking, like sautéing onions or stir-frying vegetables, triggers this chemical reaction. And here's the kicker. Even oils marketed as healthy, like canola or light olive oil, can become toxic if refined and overheated. Cardiologists advise never using refined oils for frying or baking. Heat-stable oils like extra virgin olive, avocado, and coconut oil resist oxidation and protect your arteries. Now let's make this practical for your everyday cooking. You don't need to overhaul your kitchen overnight. Start with one swap per meal. Salad dressing, use extra virgin olive oil instead of vegetable oil. Sautéing vegetables, swap in avocado oil. Baking, use coconut oil or butter instead of refined vegetable oils. If you do this consistently for 1 week, your legs may feel lighter, circulation steadier, and energy higher. Many people are shocked by how quickly they notice the difference, sometimes within days. Why do these swaps work? Leading cardiovascular researchers recommend prioritizing stable oils like olive and avocado oils because they are rich in monounsaturated fats, which resist oxidation under heat. They do not produce toxic aldehydes, they reduce inflammation, and they help maintain nitric oxide production, which is critical for blood vessel dilation. And here's how to implement this safely. 1. Audit your pantry. Remove refined vegetable oils and all hidden sources. 2. Swap oils for safe alternatives. Keep extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil on hand. 3. Meal prep with intention. Roast vegetables with olive or avocado oil, drizzle salad dressings over meals, and bake with coconut oil. 4. Track your progress. Pay attention to leg heaviness, morning energy, and midday fatigue. You might be surprised at how fast you notice changes. Even if you've used vegetable oils for years, replacing them can start reversing artery stress in just a few weeks. And here is how. Day 1, olive oil. Start. Replace all cooking oils with extra virgin olive oil. Roast vegetables, drizzle over salads. Do 2 sets of heel raises to stimulate leg circulation. Day 2, avocado oil switch. Use avocado oil for sautéing vegetables or light stir fries. Pair with a 5-minute micro walk post-meal. Day 3, coconut oil. Introduction. Bake or pan toast foods using coconut oil instead of vegetable oil. Add gentle sit-to-stand exercises for 2 rounds. Day 4, olive plus citrus boost. Dress salads with olive oil plus lemon juice. Add ankle circles while seated during TV time. Day 5, avocado plus garlic day. Sauté greens in avocado oil with minced garlic. Feed up for 3 to 5 minutes after dinner. Day 6, coconut oil plus nuts. Use coconut oil lightly in recipes. Snack on nuts instead of refined oil chips. 5-minute morning walk. Day 7, rotate and observe. Mix olive and avocado oils. Track your energy, leg heaviness, and mood. Repeat micro movements. Common mistakes to avoid matter more than most people realize, because even small habits repeated daily can quietly undo your progress. Reheating refined oils is one of the biggest problems. Each additional round of heating creates even more toxic aldehydes, meaning yesterday's oil is far worse than fresh oil. Relying on light or heart-healthy labeled oils is another trap, since many of these are still highly refined and unstable under heat despite the friendly marketing. Skipping pantry audits is also a hidden issue, because refined vegetable oils often hide in sauces, dressings, marinades, and baked goods, silently sabotaging your efforts even if you cook carefully at home. Most people fail here, but one small change, simply switching the oil in your frying pan, can make a bigger difference than swapping your entire menu. That's why practical pantry and prep habits matter. Keep olive oil and avocado oil accessible, stored in dark bottles and placed at eye level so they become your default choice. Store coconut oil separately for baking and light pan frying so you're not tempted to grab the wrong bottle. Make cooking easier by batch roasting vegetables with olive or avocado oil, portioning nuts ahead of time, and pre-mincing garlic so healthy meals don't feel like extra work. Never underestimate how much the right oil can change inflammation levels and artery health over time. Simple meal examples make this real. For breakfast, sauté eggs in olive or coconut oil and add fresh citrus on the side. For lunch, enjoy a salmon salad with an avocado oil dressing and roasted beets. For dinner, stir-fry greens with garlic and avocado oil and baked chicken with a light coconut oil drizzle. For snacks, choose nuts, seeds, or a small square of dark chocolate instead of processed foods made with refined oils. And here's the surprising part. These small swaps can begin reversing artery stress that's been building for decades, often faster than people expect. Remember, food choices matter, but combining safe oils with gentle movement multiplies the effect. Simple actions like calf raises, sit-to-stand movements, short walks after meals, and 3 to 5 minutes of feet-elevated breathing help circulation respond better to healthier oils, directly targeting leg heaviness and arterial stress at the same time. Once you notice lighter legs, steadier energy, and smoother circulation, you'll understand why many doctors say you should never go back to refined vegetable oils. This isn't about calories or dieting. It's about reducing invisible inflammation and oxidative damage that slowly wears down your arteries. And here's the final kicker. Most people are shocked to discover that a single everyday kitchen staple was silently sabotaging their heart and legs all along. The key takeaway is simple but powerful. Refined vegetable oils drive inflammation and artery stress, while switching to olive, avocado, and coconut oil, combined with gentle daily movement, can noticeably improve circulation. If this resonated with you, comment below with the oil you'll swap first. Subscribe for more simple but powerful health strategies, and share this with someone who deserves lighter, healthier steps starting today.